Rafinha officially puts pen to paper, renewing his contract with Barcelona until 2028. This season under Hansi Flick, we see an explosion from Rafinha. He's not just one of our key players, he's now one of our captains. He's also one of the players who now is stepping up to be the vet for this team. His numbers literally speak for themselves. 34 goals and 25 assists in 56 games. And get this, he's the most used player by Hansi Flick. This shows you how much he trusts them and the quality of this player. This renewal is very good news for us because, he said yesterday that he wants to retire in this club. Now, for other news, Lamine Yamal's renewal is heating up. The super agent Jorge Mendes was in Barcelona yesterday, meeting with a wonder kid. Lamine's current contract runs until 2026, and everybody knows that this big extension is in the works. The online show Gigantes said that Mendes was in Barcelona to finalize the capital aspect of this new rumored deal that will go all the way to 2030. Once Lamine himself gives the green light, Mendes will be in touch with the club to formalize everything with President Joan Laporta, who's already said that this is pretty much done. The only catch is, Lamine Yamal turns 18 on July 13, and until then he cannot sign a contract for longer than 5 years. So expect the official announcement right after his birthday. This kid is definitely the future, and we need to lock him down. Jorge Mendes also said yesterday that Lamine Yamal will renew soon and that he's the only one that can win the Ballon d'Or. Now, also yesterday, speaking about contracts and Lamine Yamal, our sport director gave a fantastic interview in Radio Catalunya. He dropped some serious gems, and I got the highlights for you. So, first, he confirmed that Lamine Yamal's renewal is ongoing, emphasizing that Lamine Yamal's increase of salary is earned. They made it clear that it's not about age, it's about a contract that matches the performance. He also pointed out that Barca offer, long-term deals, 4, 5, 6, even more deals, and that Lamine Yamal hasn't asked to be the highest payer. He just wants to be happy. Deco also said that Lamine Yamal has something special, something that Ronaldinho and Messi had, and an incredible confidence in his game, and a unique ability to just play freely and score at the biggest stadiums in Europe. He called it spectacular how much Lamine Yamal cares about football and the club. He reminded us that he is only 17 years old and that we have to take care of him. So protect Lamine Yamal at all costs. So Deco also talked about Hansi Flick, praising him in how much he identifies with Barcelona and its people. He loved that Flick has a clear vision for young players, saying that this connection between coach, players, and fans is unique at Barcelona. He likes that Flick sees a huge room for performance in our youngsters, and that his goal is to make smart additions and improve the team. About Rafinha, Deco knew that about those Saudi Arabia offers, but he loves Rafinha's visions and commitment to Barcelona, emphasizing that the most important job as a sporting director is to build foundations and stabilities within the club, rather than buying players and selling them. This seems to be his philosophy, and maybe he's just being nice because, the season is not technically over and he doesn't like to talk about players that are under contract. Deco cleared up about some transfer talks from last season when he was asked if Nico Williams was more important then than now. He said that he had two choices last season, Nico and Dani Olmo. And he had, the biggest difference was one, what the team needed. And two, Dani Olmo from day one showed a huge interest to join Barcelona, while Nico, those talks have, cooled off a little bit. For about Frankie de Jong, Deco, avoided the past deals and the past contract with this player, saying that it's not Frankie de Jong's fault that what he earns, and that the press can be unjust and disrespectful about his contract. So he pretty much defended his players like a good sporting director. On goalkeepers, he says that we have two main keepers plus Iñaki Peña. That's still on the contract. He prefers to develop keepers from lower levels and send them on loans and improve them rather than buying. He also admitted that he doesn't know much about goalkeeping, so he'll take his scout word. He also stated that right now no players are asked to leave the club. He wants to build on what we have and doing things like taking care of Pedri and Gavi when they did with the contract extension. He's happy with the current team, and if player comes in that has someone, and if a new player comes in, it has to be someone who's different and different quality and than to the people that what we have. And he was also asked about a striker. He pointed out that Lewandowski, who turns 37, is our number 9. He highlighted Ferran Torres' incredible season in how Dani Olmo plays as a false 9, and even how any players like in La Masia, not any, but like just like Fermin was able to fill in as a false 9, and he's from La Masia. He's made a very interesting point that about clubs in today's football don't necessarily need a natural 9, and he doesn't want to waste time when he can have so many other options. If you look at the teams in the Champions League final, they don't have a natural 9. And Inter does in Turan, and Lautaro plays in the wing, but not quite a natural 9. Deco said about Ronald Araujo, he is one of our best center backs in the world, and they're happy with him, admitting that football has its good and bad years. About Jules Koundé, Deco called him a key piece with 2 years on his contract, praising his quality and that he never really complains. And he also stressed the need for a right backs who can keep up with Lamine Yamal. He was then asked about our youth, about La Masia player. What's going to happen with this, grown Masia players? And Cubarsí already got renewed for 5 years extension when he turned 18 in January. Marc Bernal, who turns 18 on May 27, will have the same automatic type of renewal deal. Casado, he's in a long contract who will be renewed eventually and improve. But in Ansu Fati's case, he was happy. Deco was happy that they recovered him from long last season, and he was having a great preseason, but really injuries didn't give him enough opportunities. For Eric Garcia, Deco believes he's a very important player, and his loan to Girona boosts his confidence, turning him into a quality player in our squad. He understands, that players want to play, but this also can be a little difficult. In a little bonus situation, Deco waited on the VAR, admitting that he doesn't see how this is improving football and that he finds it confusing, especially with handballs. And he thinks that it needs to be simpler. If something's supposed to help but only, brings more confusion, it needs to be changed. And of course, he loved to see a Barcelona player win the Ballon d'Or. I gotta tell you guys, Deco definitely did not hold back. These insights gave us a clear picture on the strategy. He seems that he wants to build from within the youth, working on youth, make smart decisions, and still didn't quite say secure key players, but maybe he's also saying that because the season is not technically over, and he wants to be diplomatic, if you may, because he did mention he doesn't like talking about players who are not in, who are in other people's contract. I do want to, wrap this up with taking a look at our rival watch, Real Madrid. There's been quite a few news from them that doesn't quite impact us, but we need to keep an eye on our eternal rivals. The first one that came out yesterday was Luka Modric is leaving Real Madrid. He is a special talent. This is good for us because we know that we're not going to see any more 3 fingers sent, lobs, big passes to the box from him. What an amazing player he is. I have to recognize Luka Modric, amazing midfielder. The other news is that we already knew. Carlos Ancelotti is leaving Real Madrid to be the head coach of the national team of Brazil, and Xabi Alonso will be presented as the new coach on Monday. That is all I have, guys. This interview from Deco was very insightful, very good stuff. Interesting that the radio station from Catalonia. I was listening to the interview and they were asking the questions in Catalan, and Deco was responding in Spanish. It was just interesting. It's like Deco really stands Catalan, even to a point that he was like, oh, "What do you say?" It was awesome. It's definitely online on their website. So, guys, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to FC Barcelona Central for all the latest Barca news. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. My name is Pedro, also known as Urrutia. Until next time, and Visca Barça.